Alright, hey guys, what is up? My name is MLG Softer. Go check me out on Instagram. Sorry for the name change. I suck with YouTube, so yeah. I like watching YouTube, but I suck at making YouTube videos, I guess you could say. But anyway, today I'm doing I uploaded full takedown, but only 13 minutes got in instead of the whole video. So instead, it ended with me taking the stock off, and all I had left to do was take out one pin and the motor grip, and then take the whole gearbox apart. But yeah, so that didn't work. So let's do this because I guess I only have 13 minutes. But so yeah, so first we're gonna start out with adding this stuff in. All right, let's take this gear out real quick, actually. Okay, so adding this stuff in is what I meant by why isn't that turning? Hold on. One second. Okay, sorry, I got the piece in. So this is the safety right here, and this is basically what makes the gun shoot right there. It's just two pieces of it looks like copper that are pushed together, and it lets energy through the gun to make it shoot. So once you have those two things installed, you should never take those out unless you're replacing them. But yeah. So the next thing that we gotta add in is the trigger, which is right here. So a lot of people don't use this trick, don't know why. But if you're having trouble keeping your, if you can even get it in there, your trigger in, you can just clamp it down, with a little clamp, which seems to be the easiest. And then after all this, after I put the trigger in there, it shouldn't take too long for the rest of the video. If I could just get the trigger in there, let me stop it and get the trigger in there. Alright, well actually, basically what you're going to do is there's just a little piece right here on the back. There's a little hole. There you go, you can kind of see that, and you just want to put the this side right here into that little hole. And then, yeah, you're just going to want to lean this side up against the gearbox and then twist back so this is under there. Okay, so when I got the trigger in there, and I just clamped it down, as you can see. So now that's not going anywhere. So the next thing you're going to want to install is, by the way, I don't know any of the names of these gears. It's like the pinion, the bevel, and one other name. And I also just sprayed this whole gun with silicone spray, and I already shimmed it. So if you don't know what shimming is, look it up. There was a shim on this one, and there still is. Is the shim still on there? Yep. And having lube on your gears also helps with keeping the shims in place when you're trying to shim your gearbox. Alright, so it should work something like that with your gears in, and it should work pretty smoothly. If it's not running smoothly, then you need to get that checked out. Or just reinstall them, or you can also just lube them. Now let's install the anti-reversal latch, which you just put the spring on here, and then there's always on these springs like a little kind of like pocket almost to put it in, if you can see that, like that. It's like an L shape at the top, and that's just a little pocket to put the actual thing in, if to put it in right with the spring working. So now this is the next thing. Oh, and the trigger came out, so be patient if that happens. But I'm also just gonna clamp this down before I do anything else. Alright, so the anti-reversal latch is on, and I need to clamp that down. Take the trigger out of here. Alright, so that is clamped down, and let me put the trigger down. Alright, so I clamped those two things down, so those are fine where they are at. Now the next thing is the piston assembly. So take the spring out of here, and then there are a few pieces to the piston. This piece just goes in there like that. And there's a little spring that you can put on this hook right here, like that. And then this is your crap, forget what it's called. Alright, so I installed everything, and right here, if you might be able to see that, let me bring this closer. Right there's how I usually have my piston when I first set it up, because it is, what do you call it? It's the easiest way to put it in there, I find. So yeah, you can spin it back, and of course I just clamped it like that. Is actually the way I would recommend having it. But then you gotta somehow, for some reason, deal with this being stuck on something. And, good, alright. This being stuck on something right here. But basically it's supposed to look like that when you put it in there for the spring to go in there the easiest. But it doesn't really matter for me, I guess, but let me refix this real quick. Okay, so I put it in there like that. All you want to make sure of is that this can do a full rotation and hit the piston cylinder and pull it back without having to, what do you call it? Without having to do like a little half spin in there, and it will mess things up, trust me. So yeah, it's basically all I had in there like that. And then next there is a little like hook right there. And, oh, this is called the tappet plate, by the way. Sorry I forgot that, but you're just going to take that and you're going to pull it back to there. So I'll show you guys when that's done. Alright, so this is where things start to go south for me a little bit. Because when I install that spring right there, it kind of messes this up a little bit. But once you put everything in there, this will stay down like that. And everything should work properly. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really mad. But next thing is just to install the spring. Which I'm going to put the camera down to do. Like that. Let me focus. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to get a little Allen key right here, and I'm just going to hold everything down while I put this in here. Alright, so now everything is in there. Now the last thing to do is just to put this on right here. Make sure your wires are all in place too. How much time do I have left? I think I'm running low on time. Alright, well, I'm going to stop the video here because you get the point, and hopefully show you the final product. Okay, so this is what it should look like when it's put back together. Check to make sure everything's working. And to do that, just, here, there's the air seal nozzle right there, and you could just make sure it pushes in and out. Last time it didn't for me. There's the trigger. Make sure it does that, and then if you don't have a power safety, make sure when you put that forward and that switches like that, and then the second part of that test is to pull the trigger and make sure it's on safety. Then next test is obviously to make sure your spring is springy. That should be obvious. Make sure these don't wiggle too much. Make sure that is in place. Sometimes they'll come out of place. You can always get a little Allen key and put that in there. Then get your eye level. I know you can't see that. If you look in there, you can kind of see the anti-reversal latch right there on the left of the gear. That little kind of piece of metal sticking up right beside the gear. And you want to make sure that's in place. Just because if you don't have a anti-reversal latch, then it won't work. So yeah, I'm going to put this together and show you guys a shooting test. Okay, proof that it works without BBs. Alright, and now proof that it works with BBs. Shoot box. So yeah, hopefully you can hear that right there. And so yeah, so that was how to put your gearbox back together. I don't think the disassembly is too important. All you gotta remember when you're disassembling it is to push the spring in when you're taking it out with like a screwdriver or something, so it doesn't spring all the way open. Then just take it apart slowly. So yeah, thanks for watching. Rate. We'll leave this. Put a like on this video, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.